Become a relevant youth. BARY.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I welcome you to BARY with Femi, and wonderfully, this is the 10th episode. My name is Femi Ikotun. Now, BARY stands for Become a Relevant Youth. Thank you for joining me again today. It is a great privilege on my side, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to be a blessing to you as much as I can. BARY basically is a platform to help young people. Our vision is to inspire young people, teenagers, and those in their 20s to discover, connect to their purpose on time, so as to become relevant agents of change in this world for God's glory. And that's what we're here to do.
Become a relevant youth. BARY.
Welcome back. Today we will continue with what we started last week. We started with my third volume book, Why You Must Pursue Relevance Now. And we talked a lot about what I call the enlistment season for relevance. I made you understand that there is a season of our lives as young people when we're expected to connect with our purposes. Because whatever we do as young people will ultimately determine what we will become in future. And if you miss a planting season, I said you've automatically missed an harvest season. And your youthful season is your enlistment season in the race of destiny. Your youthful season is your enlistment season in the race of destiny. And if you miss your enlistment season, you may never find it again. I know there are older people, or there are people who have found their purposes or discovered their purposes in their old age. Yes, there are people like that. I know of Kentucky Fried Chicken, the founder. He discovered the recipe to that wonderful product of his when he was 65 years of age. Now, he died before Kentucky became a global brand. In other words, he did not experience the global brand, the global expansion of KFC in his lifetime. Yes, he discovered it at 65. But the fullness of what we see today as KFC, he didn't see that. In other words, when you discover your purpose in a later day or in a later season, at a later season in your old age, what happens is you can start it, but obviously you will not have finished it the way you are meant to have finished it if you have started it earlier on. The point of the matter is that all you can do is basically to transfer that vision to the next generation. Okay, imagine a couple, a young couple in their 20s. Maybe, okay, they can say, okay, the wife will be 25 in December, and they said, oh, I want my first child to be born when I'm December. So they planned it, December, I want my first child to be born. Now, for every pregnancy to mature, it takes 9 months. Every pregnancy is a principle of life. 9 months, however old you are, however young you are. A little child, a 15-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 50 years old, a 75-year-old, anybody that got pregnant, it takes 9 months for that baby to mature and to be ready to be born. So 9 months. Now they have a plan that they want to deliver their first baby in December. For them to achieve their goal, by the 31st of March, the woman should have been pregnant. Another 9 months up to the 31st of December. Within, at least on the 9th month, December, the baby should be born. All things being equal. Now, what happens if the baby was not conceived in March, but rather conceived in July? Will the baby still have been born in December, 6 months after? If the baby was conceived in July, of course, the delivery date will be shifted from December down to March, another 9 months. That's the law of life. So once the starting date has been missed, of course, the finishing date will also be shifted. That's what I've been trying to say. That once an enlistment season has been shifted, has been missed, the manifestation season obviously has been missed and also will be delayed into the future. I told you about Bill Gates last week. He discovered and connected to his passion for computer at the age of 13 years. He became the richest man in the world at the age of 40 years. He was born in 1955, but became the richest man in 1995, 40 years of age. And I said that if he had not connected to that vision at the age of 13, or rather connected to it at the age of 30 years of age, of course, becoming the richest man in the world at 40 would not have been possible anymore. That would have further been delayed into the future. And that is just the truth about life, about season. Remember, Ecclesiastes 12 tells us that to everything there is a season and a time for everything under heaven. And that's why young people must not take it lightly, especially this season of their youthfulness is your enlistment season. And don't joke with it. Don't play rough with it. You have to be deliberate about where you want to be at this stage of your life. Your teenage years are your discovery years, are the years of discovery. Your teenage years is where you connect to your gift, your talent, your ability, your passion. You connect to it in that period of life. While your 20s is where you begin to do things about them, where you are beginning to put your 2 feet together. You know what you want to do and you're beginning to start doing them. That's your 20s. And then you move on to your 30s, where we begin to see results. We begin to see you manifest and begin to impact the world, and then we begin to see fruits come out. I mean, if you start your destiny on time, at the right time, then you will fulfill it as originally planned and destined by God. That's the truth of the matter. So today I want to continue from there. You know, I've talked about Bill Gates. Now I want to talk about a few people in our world today that their success can be traceable to the fact that they started early in life. Now, one of such people is one of the greatest sportsmen of our time. His name is Tiger Woods, the golfer. Now, I have some things I wrote here about him, and I want to read it to you all today. Now, Tiger Woods was born on the 30th of December, 1975. He's an American professional golfer whose achievement once ranked him among the most successful golfers of all times. Now, in July 2010, Forbes announced Tiger Woods as the richest sportsman in the world, 2010. In 2012, he was the richest paid professional athlete in the world. Now, this is where the foundation begins. It is said that Tiger Woods was introduced to golf before the age of 2 by his athletic father. His father introduced him to golf before the age of 2. I want to read this to you. In 1978, before turning 3 years old, Tiger entered and won. He entered a competition at the age of 3, before the age of 3, and won the underage 10 section of the drive pit and put competition, 3 years of age. In 1984, at the age of 8, he won the 9 to 10 boys events, the youngest age group available at the Junior World Golf Championship. Now, it was between age 9 and 10, a Junior World Golf Championship, but he was 8 years of age and still he competed. He went on to win. Now, he did not just win in 1984 at the age of 8 years of age. He went on to win the Junior World Championship 6 times afterwards. Now, in 1990, at the age of 15, Woods became the youngest ever US Junior Amateur Champion at the age of 15 years of age. In 1991, at the age of 16, he was voted Southern California Amateur Player of the Year for the second consecutive year and Golf Digest Junior Amateur Player of that year. In 1992, at the age of 17, he defended his title at the US Junior Amateur Championship, becoming the first multiple winner. In 1993, at the age of 18 years, Tiger Woods won his third consecutive US Junior Amateur Championship. In 1994, at the age of 19, he became the youngest ever winner of the US Amateur Championship, a record that stood until 2008. And by December this year, Tiger Woods is going to be 45 years of age. Now look at all he did from his teenage years up to now. He was said to be the richest in 2010. Look at all he has achieved in his life. Everything he ever became in his old age was a function of what he was in his teenage years. At the age of 2, he started. By 2010, he was just 35 years of age. At 35 years of age, in 2010, he became the richest sportsman in the world at the age of 35. 2010. In 2012, at the age of 37 years, he was said to be the highest paid professional athlete in the world. But all of those accomplishments would have gone to the drain, would have never been achieved if he had not started when he was 2 years of age. If he didn't have a father who discovered the gift and introduced him to a gift and a passion of his, he would never have become what he became. So that is an example of somebody in our own world today whose success can be attributable to his healthy connection to purpose. All right, good. We've talked about a sportman, Tiger Woods. Now let me talk about this guy that we all know about. His name is Mark Zuckerberg. He's a billionaire, a young man. But I can also tell you that whatever he is today is a product of what he began very early in his life. Mark was born on the 14th of March 1984. So that means Mark Zuckerberg is just about 37 years of age this year, 2021. Now, I have this to say about him. At the age of 12 years of age, Zuckerberg developed an interest in computers when he used Atari Basic to create a messaging program he called Zugnet. This helped to communicate within a home or office at the age of 12 years of age. That is it, at the age of 12. At that age was when he got enlisted, when he connected to his gift, his passion. Now, as a teenager still in high school, he created an early version of the music software Pandora, which he called Synapse. Several companies, including AOL and Microsoft, expressed an interest in buying the software and hiring the teenager before graduation, but he declined the offer. In 2002, at the age of 18 years, Mark enrolled at Harvard University and developed a reputation as the sought-after software developer on campus. It was at that time that he built a program called Course Match, which helped students choose their classes based on the course selection of other users. He also invented Face Match, which compared the pictures of two students on campus and allowed users to vote on which one was more attractive. At the age of 18 years, he and his friends created a site and allowed users to create their own profile, upload pictures, and communicate with other users. But it was not until 2004 that the site was called Facebook. Now, in 2004, Mark Zuckerberg was 20 years of age. 20 years of age, that was when Facebook was officially called Facebook. And so Zuckerberg was said to have dropped out of Harvard to devote himself to Facebook full-time. By the end of 2004, Facebook already had 1 million users. 1 million users at the age of 2004. By December 2005, The site membership had grown to more than 5.5 million users. In 2007, at the age of 23, Zuckerberg became a billionaire as a result of Facebook's success. 23 years, he became a billionaire. But remember, he connected and found his interest at the age of 12. 12 years of age. So what he became at 23 is a product, or was a product, of what he began at the age of 12 years of age. What he began to do in his teens, when he was 15, 16, 17, 18. He was doing stuff with his gift and became the billionaire at the age of 23 years of age. In 2012, the number of Facebook users worldwide grew to a total of 1 billion users. And imagine what it has become today. This is somebody like you and I. There's nothing he has that we don't have. But he had an early discovery, a early connection with purpose. And thank God for the kind of parents or people that were around him as well, who were there to shape and guide. It's great to have parents who understand the power of talents and gifts and purpose, who themselves are purpose-driven, who will see the gift in a child and be willing to nurture it up. I mean, that is just a great assignment for a parent. If you're a parent watching me today, you have so much to do. And it's a privilege if you can make a difference in the life of a young person. By believing in your child. You have a child around you. Believing in that child. See the gift in him or her. And help him or her to become. Because all these people we are talking about had people around them that believed in them. Was it Bill Gates? If you want to talk about Tiger Woods? The father influenced them. Bill Gates, the parents influenced them to succeed. And that's a very great factor. If you're a parent watching me, that is a job you need to take up and be serious about. Education is good, but helping your children to connect to their purpose and understand their gift, and you believe in them and you support them with your resources, is important. All right, that is Mark Zuckerberg. Let's go. Let's talk about this great man of God. His name is Billy Graham. It's late now, but he's one of the greatest evangelists of all time. But I can tell you also that whatever he became is traceable to an early discovery of purpose. Now, a quick one. Billy Graham was born on the 7th of November, 1918. Now, in hindsight, there was little indication that Billy Graham would one day preach the Christian gospel to as many as 215 million people in live audiences in over 185 countries. Graham has been credited with preaching to more individuals than anyone else in history, not counting the additional millions he has addressed through radio, television, and the written word. Billy Graham, as a prominent and relevant minister of God, has met, counseled, and ministered to every United States president from Harry S. Truman, who was the 33rd president of the United States in April 1945, down to President Obama, the 44th president of the United States. At the age of 16, the sermon of one preacher called Mordecai on sin touched young Graham, and he happened to be the only person who got saved. At the age of 16 years of age, he connected to God. At the age of 18, after high school, Bill joined a Southern Baptist Convention church where he was ordained a pastor at the age of 18. After graduating from the Florida Bible Institute, Graham moved to Illinois and enrolled at Wilson College for further spiritual training. At the age of 29 in 1945, Billy Graham became the president of Northwestern Schools, a group of Christian schools in Minnesota. At the age of 30 years in 1948, he resigned from the Youth for Christ and focused on the Northwestern Schools until 1952, when he resigned and concentrated on preaching. You know, this is a great man that every president from 1945 up to Obama went to him for counsel because he was a great man in his old age. He was a great sought-out man, a respected general in the Christendom. But it began at the age of 16 when he connected to God and connected to his purpose, so much that at the age of 18 he became a pastor.
Become a relevant youth. BARY.
Let's talk about Messi, for example, the footballer who just moved from Barcelona to PSG recently. Messi was born on the 24th of June, 1987. In other words, he's just about 34 years of age. But do you know that at the age of 2, he started playing football? This guy started playing football from the age of 2. At the age of 8, Messi got his start in the game when he started playing for the Newell's Old Boys, a team in Rosario, Argentina. From the age of 8, he got enlisted. He started playing football for the Newell's Old Boys, a team in Rosario, Argentina, from the age of 8 years of age. Now, in his early years, even though he was diagnosed by doctors as suffering from a hormone deficiency that restricted his growth, with medication being very expensive for Messi's parents to afford on their own. But despite numerous restrictions, he continued serving tea. He was serving tea at a shop to support his football training. However, at the age of 13, Messi was offered a chance to play for Barcelona, which afforded him with the opportunity to have his medical bills covered by the team. At the age of 16, Messi made his first appearance for Barcelona. He put himself in the record books on May 1st, 2005, at the age of 18 years, as the youngest player to ever score a goal for the franchise. At the age of 16, he made his first appearance. At the age of 18, he scored his first goal for Barcelona. He's a world star in the game of football. However, his destiny to become the world footballer of the year for many times would have remained a potential in him if he was not enlisted at the time he got enrolled. Even though the parents didn't have much, but they believed in him. I'm sure he would not have been the one that went to the Newell's Old Boys and said he wants to be enrolled. Somebody took him there. Somebody who believed in him. A parent took him there and enrolled him into the academy. But there was that connection. There was that connection. There was that connection. And this all started in those younger years of his life. That's why it's so important, young people, to connect to your purpose on time. What you do as a young person will ultimately determine your future. The earlier you discover, you connect to your purpose, the better it is. If you're a parent watching me today, the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. When he grows up, he will not depart from it. Remember, it's not the way you want him to go or the way you want her to go. There is a predestined way every child should go. It is said that if you're going to be a parent who is going to train your child in the way they should go, you yourself should have an idea of that path so you know where they should go. And that path is the path of purpose. You train a child up in line with your purpose. And as a parent, it's your responsibility to have an idea of the gift of the purpose of your child so as to train them in the way they should go. And that is what has made the difference in the lives of these great people we are celebrating today. Look at Bill Gates. At the age of 13, could he afford to buy computers? Somebody must have been there to guide and support and believe in him. That is your role. I wish I could talk to parents. I know one day that opportunity will come. But it is important. No child can survive and come out and become something great in life without the support of the environment it grows up in. Although there are exceptions of those who don't even have fathers, who don't have anybody, but still they came out and make themselves what they became. Yeah, there are exceptions like that. And if you don't have a parent, mind you, you just have to take up your life. Many people have brought out themselves and made their life meaningful by themselves. They took their lives in their hands and made something out of it. But if you have parents and you are a parent who have children around you, that is your responsibility. It's not just sending them to the best schools. See their gift. Recognize their gift from their little ages and invest in them. Invest in them. Help them to become the best they can be in that gift, in that talent of theirs, in that passion of theirs. And that is it. And I hope you've been blessed today. You've been inspired. If you're a young person, this is the word for you. Your enlistment season is now. Are you getting it? Connect to it. And you'll be glad you did. So I want to thank you one more time for the opportunity to speak to you today. It's a great privilege. And I want you to please share this message. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this, subscribe to it. If you have children, younger people, share it with every young person that you care about. And if you have any comments, any questions, put them on the comment section. Or you can email them to me on contact@femiikotun.com. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. And I hope to see you again next week. Kindly share this message with every young person that you know. Their enlistment season is now. And it's better they get to know that now. I love you all and I appreciate you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Become a relevant youth. BARY.